So today I thought I'd get away from politics and talk a little bit more about culture and the real culture war. Talk about the director Robert Eggers, the bard, seer, mourner of memory, and priest of vanished rights. While Hollywood devours itself in the agony of irony, Eggers turns away from the screen-lit abyss and walks back towards the woods, the fjords, the sacred terror of the old world. He raises a lantern in the fog and whispers, "Remember your fathers." The Witch was not a film, it was a hymn to hysteria. The Lighthouse was not a script, it was a Nietzschean duel on a rock. The Northman was no blockbuster, it was a funeral song for the West, sung in the blood of Odin's sons. Eggers is not part of the culture, he is the wound, the ancestral scream trapped beneath the foundations of the modern world. The last Indo-European bard in a world that has forgotten how to listen. First, the witch. The witch is not horror, it's heresy. Puritanism collapsed in on itself, not by contradiction, but by revelation. Eggers doesn't merely depict the breakdown of the family, he depicts the breakdown of the logos, the divine order that holds patriarchy, faith, and meaning together. The father is devout but impotent, the mother bitter and mad. The children speak with beasts, and Tomasin the daughter becomes the vessel of transgression. She does not choose witchcraft chooses her, as the void that rushes to fill the vacuum of forsaken God. This is not empowerment, but vengeance, the feminine shadow released by the collapse of structure. The Puritans came to the New World to found a kingdom of God. What they built was a cabin surrounded by unknowable forests. In the witch, nature is not innocent. It is primordial, amoral, ancient, fully alive. The goat speaks, the raven feeds, the forest is alive with pre-Christian memory. And when Tomasin flies at the end, it is not liberation. It is the annihilation of form, a return to the chthonic, a rebellion against the Father. Next we have the Lighthouse, and the collapse of masculine right. Here Eggers gives us Prometheus chained and Proteus drowned in his own salt. This is Greek myth transfigured through American decay. Defoe is Proteus, the old god of the sea, muttering curses and commands. Pattinson is Prometheus, the liar who climbs toward forbidden knowledge. Their lighthouse becomes a phallus of judgment, an altar of blinding truth. It does not guide, it devours. Their conflict is not about sanity, but hierarchy. Who obeys? Who defies? And what happens when mythic roles are played by modern men? Drunk, rootless, shamed. They speak in sailors' tongue, eat like brute beasts, drink like fools. But underneath it all is ritual drama. Eggers uses this tension not to provoke but to lament. The old masculine rites. Trial, pain, silence, ascension are now degraded. The sacred becomes farce. Winslow climbs. He sees, he screams. The lighthouse becomes a warning. When men lose the gods, they do not become free. They become mad. Without the sacred, they are devoured by the very symbols they once revered. The Northman is blood memory. Amleth is Hamlet before the decadence, before the theater. He is not reflective, he is exact. He is becoming. His life is carved into vengeance, and vengeance into fate. Eggers gives us no psychological realism, no ambiguity. Instead, he gives us initiation, iron, fire, berserker howls, myth in motion, a dream seen through the eye of Odin. Here the bloodline matters. The gods matter. The father is king and his murder is cosmic disorder. The mother is not innocent. She is serpent, traitor, perverter of the womb. Amaleth dies on a volcano's edge, sword in hand. He does not win. He is not saved, but he fulfills the song he was born into. Here Eggers has done what no one in modern cinema dares. Resurrect the sacred masculine, not as a joke, not as a problem, but as a right. Finally, Nosferatu. The vampire is not a metaphor, he is a mirror. Entropy in aristocratic form. In Bram Stoker's Dracula, he arrives by ship, buying up English land, polluting bloodlines and violating women. Not with lust, but with foreign hunger. He is the wasteland, the intruder, the immortal wanderer who outlasts nations. He has no homeland, no kin, only appetite. And what does he prey upon? The West. Soft, cosmopolitan, unrooted. The vampire thrives where the crucifix has become decoration, where the church is closed and the hearth is cold. Eggers revives this monster, not with irony, but fire. His vampire is history's memory, the consequence of liberalism unbound. Capital moves like the vampire, across borders, through shadows, immune to death. It feeds, it outlasts, it dissolves. The vampire is not feared because he is powerful. He is feared because we invited him in, because we made sacred nothing. The vampire is what remains when the myth is forgotten, when the blood grows thin, and when commerce replaces kin. Eggers is not your peer, not a content creator, not streaming fodder. The last bard, the singer of blood songs, the seer of forgotten gods. In his films, myth returns, not as fantasy but as truth, not as metaphor but as ritual. He dares to remember what modernity demands, that we are not blank slates, but echoes, sons and daughters of rites, lineages, and lores. Eggers films the sacred. He films the horror of its loss. And he offers no comfort, only the mirror, the flame, and the memory. When the vampire leaves your village in ruin, when the gods are buried under asphalt and pornography, Eggers will still be singing. If you remember the tune, you were never fully lost.